The Soundcraft SI console comes in two models. The SI2 that you see here in front of you, which is a 48 input console with 24 input faders arranged in two banks controlling those 48 inputs. The SI3 is slightly larger, having two banks of 16, offering you 32 faders which control 64 inputs in two banks. Both consoles have an identical master section over here, which has 12 faders which control 24 mix buses, which can be either aux or group buses, 8 matrix outputs, your left, right and center master outputs, and 12 VCAs. One of the great features of this console, and a unique feature of the SI at this price point, is the fact that every single bus has a physical output on the rear of the console. So some other systems have a bunch of outputs and you have to decide what you're going to prioritize to go to those outputs. Well, on the SI, you don't have to do that. 35 buses that we've just spoken about, they all have physical XLR connectors on the rear of the console. You also get 4 studio quality Lexicon effects processors within the system. Now let's have a look at what you find on the back of the console. Let's have a look at the back of the SI2 in this case. So as you can see here, this block, of which there are 3 on the SI2 and 4 on the SI3, contains 16 balanced mic inputs, all with phantom power displays as well, and 8 bus outputs, all on balanced XLRs. Down at the bottom here you have your 8 matrix outputs. Now on the SI3 it's identical, except that you have an extra block of 16 inputs, taking your input count up to 64, and you have a further 8 outputs which handle the matrix outputs on the SI3. So the only difference is that on the SI2 you have dedicated fixed matrix outputs. Okay, on the middle section here we have 8 analog insert points. This allows you to use external analog inserts and patching them into the console like you would on an analog desk. This is over and above all of the processing that you have within the console itself. But if you do have particular favorites that you like to use, you can patch them in here and then assign them to any channel on the console or any output on the console. Along the bottom here we have the left, right, center monitor outputs, and we have the left, right, center master outputs. We also have an oscillator out, a talkback out. Over here we have the talkback mic input, and then there's another input here for accepting an external talkback signal. Over here we have connectors for offering Midi control, so allowing the console to send program change information to an external device. And we have high Qnet control for controlling pieces of equipment within a high Qnet system. On the bottom edge of the console we see a number of things. We've got over here the onboard power supply, and then we have a slot for a second redundant power supply to be fitted, which is an optional extra. Just below the master section we have these 4 option card slots which are available for fitting option cards as they become available. The first of which will be a Midi card.